So we have paid off so far $66,742 in debt. And we have only $41,000 left to go. And that is a huge achievement. We were looking to be debt-free in July 2023. Time cannot be bought. But at the same time, we are paid for our time. Does that make sense? I feel like that was some elevated moment right there. What's up, guys? My name is Joshua Walbolt and I am the creator here at LoveFoodMore, where I know you love food and my goal is to get you to love food more. Here I make all sorts of chef foodie content, from eating at restaurants in my series Fine Dining, or I create and share my own personal chef recipes, and we also share stories from being a chef and what that's like and what it's like to start your own businesses, from hot sauce companies to private chef companies. We talk about all those things here on the channel, as well as money. Why do we talk about money? Because I feel like chefs have been brought up to only know how to make one type of income, and that's active income. And today we're going to be talking about why I think chefs will never be rich. So to start this video off, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't even know. I got my own money problems right now. So if you can relate to me, if these sound like you were raised up in a way where you work hard, you're gonna live a good life, right? You can work really, really hard. The harder you work, the better off life is gonna be. And there became a point where I worked so hard, I'm talking 120 plus hours a week in kitchens, working 2 to 3 jobs at the same time and getting as little as 2 to 4 hours of sleep a night. And these were things that I was doing as a young man. And I think you can relate to this if you are in the hospitality industry. Now, this is the hustle culture. This is the grind that we're all talking about, this thing that we love. We love doing, we're putting this passion, we're putting our love to create food and create an experience for our guests. And then doing these things, we can barely create a stable income for ourselves and our family. Shut up, phone. Shut up. All these phones. But in the meantime, let's talk about some reasons why I think chefs will never be rich. Now, this is not going for the list of celebrity chefs, top chefs, TV star chefs, YouTuber chefs, which is a huge thing on its own. We are talking specifically the cook, the line cook, the people working through restaurants. The majority of chefs, a majority of line cooks that I'm gonna say. Let's just go into that category. I've been a line cook for over 10 years, right? I'm working in restaurants, working my hours, trying to get as many hours as I can, working in some of the best restaurants in the world. And those kitchens, we know, they don't pay the best. Now, you can make anywhere from, let's say, minimum wage to roughly $15 an hour in the United States, depending on what state you are in. Now, from my experience, working in some restaurants, you can negotiate your wages, but in most cases, they will find someone that can do the same job as you, but it's willing to do it for less pay. Yes, we have to all pay our dues and put in the time to go work at restaurants for great chefs and break our backs for them, and then to create some sort of rapport or some sort of networking system with these grandeur chefs. And that is things that will catapult your career if they like you. And that is a lot riding on your relationship and ability to connect with people. So now moving into why I think chefs will never be rich. So first reason why chefs will never be rich is because we see our time equates to money, right? So now finish this sentence with me. Time is money. We've all heard that before, but in the last couple of years, I've come to know that time is precious. Now, what does that mean? That means that there should not be a monetary value on the most valuable resource in the world, known as time. So as a line cook working 1 job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, however many jobs you're gonna work in a week, we are mostly gonna be relying on active income. Now, that is the income we make by the amount of time we put into working at a place. So we clock in, we work 8 hours, we get paid $10 an hour, we make $80, is that right? 10 times 8, 80. You make $80 for those 8 hours. And you think about that, then after taxes, you're only gonna be going home with 70 bucks, which is pretty sad in my thought. So now I used to think making $20 an hour was great, right? When I think about, oh, I'm making this much money for my time. I'm making so much money for going to these places, clocking in, getting overtime. And yes, that does add up. You know, you put in overtime and time and a half, and those things add up. But then the real thing is, what are you doing with that money? You know, I don't think a lot of us are taught to manage our money properly. We get more money, we spend more money. We get a great night with tips, we go out, we spend that money that exact same night. We make money over and overtime, we spend that money. We don't really know what to do with that money, and I think that's a lot of the things why we are stuck in this so-called rat race, right? The more money we make, the more money we spend. And that just seems like a loop that I see with a lot of my friends, with myself, with a lot of people in the hospitality industry. So and I think what we need to do is learn to better manage our money. Learn to keep more money in our pockets, learn to reinvest our money into more assets and not liabilities. Now, if you don't know what assets and liabilities are, I suggest you take out a look at this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you take a read of that, it's one of the most #1 New York Times best-selling financial books out on the market right now, most read probably in 2020, but it came out a while ago, and basically talk about liabilities and assets, how you can put your money into things that are going to give you more money in return. That is known as an investment. So that's covering active income. We go to work, we get paid for our time, bada bing, bada boom. What happens to the money? That's up to you. What are you doing with your money that you make? How, in that activity that you're doing with the money that you made that time, is it worth the time you spent making that money? I'm gonna say it one more time. The money that you spend, is that worth the time you spent to make that money that you just spent? That might not make sense, but just play it back and listen to it. I guarantee you it makes sense. In short form, I'm saying, is it worth not only the money, the cash value, but the time that you put to make that dollar, right? Was it worth it? Next subject. This is going to be really short. This is bringing back Money Moves Monday here at LoveFoodMore. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just what I think personally and what I've learned at the time as a chef, as a creator, as a guy working as many hours as he could, 100+ hours a week, to shifting to being my own boss and to making money and to try to make time to spend time with family on top of everything. So with that being said, I think let's just go and look at the thing that it is. What the hell did I just say? So with the active income, chances are you can only have 1, 2, and possibly 3 if you're like hardcore. I had 4 streams of active income at one point where I was working at 4 different restaurants at the same time, 7 days a week. Some days I was running triples, some days I was doing doubles, and some days I just worked at one restaurant. So it was pretty intense. I did that for about 3.5 months. And I'll tell you, that is exhausting. That will burn you out. And that is active income, you know? And all in all, I probably ended up, by the end of paying all my bills and debts, I ended up with maybe $4,000, $6,000 more at the end of 3 months, which is great. But of course, what did I do with that money? I spent it on engagement rings and Michelin star restaurant experiences, which was great. I don't regret it. And that's exactly why I was working those jobs, is because I wanted to establish rapport in the city, as well as be able to save up for an experience that I wanted to take my wife at the time. So, or my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife. We have those types of income. We have active income, we have passive income. So what is passive income? That is money that you can make while you're sleeping. Now, is that possible? Yes, but how do you do that as a chef? How do you do that as a food lover, as a freaking line cook, you know? And we can talk about some of those topics. Now, I'm not gonna go into it right now, but I will make a follow-up video if you're interested in seeing that and tell you about how I make passive income. Right now, I have 11 different streams of income, and we could talk about those things in the next video. But right now, I just want to give you a brief welcome back to Money Moves Monday on LoveFoodMore with Joshua Walbolt, me, your host and chef creator, where this channel is all about love and loving food and people out there who love food to love food more. Now, I know I care about the people in the industry. I know you care about people in the industry. You probably care about yourself too. You should, because we love you. But I need you to get your money right, because we often see money is the #1 reason why people fight. But money is a huge stressor in people's lives, and we need to learn to manage it properly, right? And I think just changing the way we think about money and changing the way we think about making it and saving it or spending it could really change how you operate your day-to-day and could change your stresses in life. Right now, we're on our financial debt journey, getting debt-free, and we are more than halfway there. We have paid off more than $63,000 in debt in the last 2 years. Let me pull up my app here so I can just double check. Thanks again for sticking around and watching this Money Moves Monday segment. And if you liked it, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Welcome to the channel. Thanks again. I'll catch you guys the next time. I'm Joshua Walbolt, and welcome to the channel. Thanks for subscribing. I love y'all. Peace.